Today's was the last straw. If the only thing I'm really getting from you is dick, and I'm not being too forceful about it, but I'm making it extremely clear when I'm expecting dick and I don't get dick, that's the danger zone. Because at this point, what we doing? Like, I'm really not being funny. I'm being so serious. My mama's daughter is looking at you and disappointed. BBW Cam Shay is looking at you crazy. Like, who the hell are you? Selena is like, are you serious? Let me let me get this right. Let me get this together. And now Siobhan is sitting here like, man, it just is what it is. Or rather, it's not. It's not what it is anymore. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to figure it out, but at this point, I'm tired. At this point, I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to figure it out. That's just what it is. To that point. I mean, that's what Siobhan is saying. Siobhan is like, I'm to that point. Like, that's just what it is. And it's because of the routines. All of what has been said here tonight is based around the same exact thing. It's routines. You know, Rashonda, she was raised with routines. BBW Cam Girl Shade, you know, when she didn't have a heart, going into getting a brand new heart, um, both on both sides of things, she had routines. Selena, when things wasn't going right for Rashonda and Rashonda needed an alter ego, she had her routines. And now here is Siobhan spilling all the tea as standing her ground in her routines. I started describing what I had put on earlier, but I didn't really finish. And that's where we going back to pick things up. When he showed up, I wasn't looking all cute. You know, my hair was looking all cute. I just thrown on something that I use kind of as a robe. I do use it as clothes, but I use it mainly as a robe, and whatnot. It's not a robe, it's a dress. But the point though is, I had taken a shower, so I was fresh and clean, and all that good stuff. And the room, like I said, wasn't set up like it usually is. Usually I have time to set up like 30 minutes before I'm expecting. But he showed up a whole hour early before I was expecting. And so I was just, you know, wearing that dress that I use as a robe sometimes, most of the time. And I wasn't well put together or whatever. Wouldn't take but a few moments and a few changes to do that. But my point is I went from that to being pissed the hell off. There's just no getting past it. I was pissed off. All of us. You know, and we was kind of talking about that just a little bit yesterday. Um, I told him on several occasions, I tell anybody, you know me, even as Divine Rashawn 1111, I'm one of the sweetest people you ever want to meet. And trust me, I'm not being funny. Really, all of us really are. All the versions of myself really are. That's up under here, up in here, and all throughout here. And like I said, I think over on Facebook, you know, based off how you met me, where you meet me, where you met me, and all that good stuff, that good jazzy stuff, it's gonna determine what kind of impression you have of me. Even when you spend time with me, if you ask some of my soulmates, soul tribe members, soul family members, mentors slash mamas that I got, each one of them, in one way or another, will say, "Oh, you love her. You can't not love her." And of course, and the reason why they're going to tell you that is, yeah, Rashawn is extremely loving. I remember my mom said to Jason, my twin, like, Rashawn just needs somebody to love her. That's all. That's all she needs. That's all she really wants. And that's true. And I do get a lot of that from my mom, but also from myself. That is true. It's what I want. I was speaking on my mom and dad yesterday, where I was saying, in reality, you know, my mom and dad both got a raw deal in life. I got a raw deal. And I can't speak for them like really getting that biz naive like that. Um, but in a lot of ways, I see kind of the things that kind of affect them, how some of those things not only affected me and hit me, but it also hits in a different kind of way, because what affected them that affected me actually had to affect me in order for me to be the version of myself that I am right now. If those things didn't happen the way they did, and not even saying they were planned, excuse me, There's a huge plan. I mean, a huge possibility that if I go digging real deep between me and Divine, do some quantum leaping, do some cell memory therapy, do some past life regression, and go in there and some current life regression, that I could possibly line up and come full circle and find out, okay, yeah, all those things happened and occurred just so that this right here could happen right now at this moment in time. Or I could find out that, okay, it wasn't necessarily set in stone for it to happen this way, but in the most simple, easiest, and most harmonious ways, because it did happen this way, Divine was able to get the glory out of this situation by allowing these things or this to happen outside of those circumstances and situations. And that's just what that is. But back to the close. Um, oh no, let's finish that off. What I was saying was, in reality, the life that my dad ended up having with another woman is the same kind of life he could have ended up having with my mom, and better. My mom would have had no trouble at all being the bread maker. That's just who she was. She was her daddy's daughter, and she worked hard. And that attitude she had about men and money, it came from her dad, because her dad was that dude. You know, he did do it. He did take care of his family. He did come from a both sides of her family really came from households that didn't have proper bathrooms, that had bathroom pans where you throw your poop and your pee pee out the back door, or whatever the situation may be, or bury it. They didn't necessarily come from money, but he worked hard and he put them in not just a brick house, but literally purchased the land and purchased the materials and all that to build them a brick house for them to have better and greater. He, at 21 years old, he worked two jobs and put himself through school all at the same time while taking care of four young babies and a wife and himself. And she took after her dad and decided she wanted to do the same thing. She would have did the same thing for my dad. He didn't necessarily have to be the breadwinner. He was never a breadwinner. That wasn't his type. That just wasn't his thing. He was never like that. Even when I connected with him again just before he passed away in 2011, he was still that same type of dude, that same kind of nigga. Um, he was still him. That's just what it is. You know, he was living in another woman's house, raising some other woman's kids. That's just what it is. That was just always his thing. Um, but if he had decided to do that with my mom, you know, life would have been different and it would have played out different and it would have hit different. And I needed to say that to come back to my clothing. When he left, you know, I was already washed up and all that, you know, refreshing myself, my breath, put my makeup on, got my hair in order. And the outfit I actually chose to put on was a leopard print shirt, looking all cute, boobies sticking all up and out, with this cute little long, like sarong type dress and skirt and whatnot. And, you know, I went out there, threw my trash out. It's been funky around this building. Lord have mercy. Sometimes it feels and smells like it's getting better, and sometimes it smells and feels like it's getting worse. And it's part of the tea. That's why I gotta say it. But I was walking around the building or whatever, and I had walked over and I was leaning against Nora and all that good stuff. Couldn't really talk out loud like I really want to. I could have, but I don't want to deal with the issues that would have came out of it. Because it's seeming like more and more, it's like the more me and Nora connect and I drop that low vibrational energy into her roots, and I suck up all that positivity and she helps get me into alignment. It's like more and more people start congregating around her. Every time I go out there, it just doesn't make no sense. But then again, it makes perfect sense. It's like the more that we connect and we get this land, we get this space together, the more people that they're not quite sure. Some may think, oh wow, that girl is crazy. She over there hugging that tree over there. She over there taking her shoes off and burying her toes underneath this tree. She's even hugging this tree, kissing this tree. What's going on over here? Like, I just want to know what's going on. You got some people that's probably just being nosy. And then you got others that can tell and they can feel. And they're like, well, I don't know what it is, but I like it. I want to go suck some of that up. And when I got inside here and I got ready to jump on here, I had my little drink or whatever. Had already created a brand new candle and everything that they had let Divinely Guided, provided, and supported for me to make and create.